Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to your reading this week. I'm so glad that you are here. In today's video, we are going to be doing your general reading, your general pick a card reading, and we're all about we're going to be focusing on your money, your manifestation, your abundance. So this is going to be your abundance reading, essentially, really focusing more on any messages that are trying to come through that you need to hear. And yeah, let me just clear the energy before we do anything. Okay, if this is the first time that we're meeting, well, welcome. My name is Meshi and I'm an intuitive reader. I do general oracle readings at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on what's happening astrologically, actually. And we talk about anything and everything spiritual based here on this channel. We talk about the law of attraction, about minimalist planning. We talk about the law of attraction and how we can work with the energies around us in the most profound way so that it can enhance our lives and empower us. So if that sounds good, then you will likely really enjoy it here. Okay, without further ado, why don't we just dive right into the reading? So first of all, we're switching it up a little bit. As I was shuffling, I felt the need to do 4 groups this week for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. I just felt like we needed to go with 4 groups today. So we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So let's go through the crystals so that you can take a look and see what you're drawn to. So here's your crystal. Here's your crystal, group number 1. There we go. Group number 2. Beautiful. Group number 3. And group number 4. There we go. Okay, so take a moment, take a deep breath, see which one you are drawn to the most, and then let's get started. As always, the timestamp is going to be in the description, so please check that out. Okay, group number 1, here is what's coming up for you this week, what you need to know and I mean, some of these messages that are coming through. So keep that in mind that some of these messages may not resonate, or if they don't resonate, that's because it's a prediction. So just keep that in the back of your mind that sometimes the messages might not resonate because it's not its time yet. So sometimes it's a timing thing more than anything else. All right, let's see what's happening with you. What are you manifesting? What's happening with you? So first and foremost, let's talk about the oracles that came up. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. I am patient. So I feel like you're in the midst of manifesting something, or to me this almost feels like you needed this message from spirit because you're not patient and you have a hard time being patient. And it's almost like you want to kind of rush things. Like I'm getting, don't rush the process, like trust the process, but also don't rush it because it's all about divine timing, right? Which is really hard. Like I will give you this one because it's very difficult to trust the process when maybe you're not seeing the progress that you want. Like I'm seeing this, like I see you kind of moving around and then asking, when will it happen? How much longer? Or I'm also seeing like this sense of I'm trying to trust, but I'm not seeing the progress. Like when will it be my time? When is my time coming? And I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that is available to me. You guys need to get some help. Like you need to get some help to a point where you feel like you feel supported, and that will help you in allowing you to create more progress more than anything else. Because I think that you're having a hard time being patient in allowing the process to kind of unfold the way that it needs to. Like you want to trust the process, but then at the same time you want to kind of rush the process. Like it's kind of like the backwards thing. And perhaps it's because the reason why it's not progressing as quickly as you want is because you need help and you need to delegate certain things. When you know that there's this guidance that's available to you, you need to tap into the guidance. Okay, let's see what else is coming up for you. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. I think that the reason, like, I feel like some of you are very impatient when it comes to like whatever you're manifesting. Perhaps it's like maybe you're working towards bettering yourself at your work, or you want to kind of create something new, or perhaps like some of you are entrepreneurs and some of you are working for a company and you're kind of trying to like work your way up within that company. Like I see that in your career, but I also see that in, no, actually I don't. I see it with actually with your money. I see it in your financial health, where you are like in, maybe you're like budgeting, or you really are working towards like creating like side hustles and things like that, and like you're trusting the process, but you're having a really hard time fully trusting it. Like you're kind of like going through the motions, but then you're not actually trusting the process because you're being impatient. And then I see that what's kind of standing in the way right now is that you're not delegating some of the things that you could easily be delegating out. And then the other part of it is I think that you have a hard time delegating because there's a sense of that insecurity that kind of creeps in, like almost like imposter syndrome, where you're just sort of like, no, I need to do all of those things. I can't hire out help yet, or I can't do that yet. I'm not there yet financially. And then that's sort of where that money thing comes from. Yeah, and some of you are hitting your breaking point right now. It's as if this almost feels like you're being tested by the universe right now, where you're not only, it's almost like you need to delegate. You need to have the confidence in what your skill sets are that makes the biggest impact. And you need to create a community around you. You need to tap into the community around you that is here to support you if you allow them to. Like, I feel like you're being stubborn about this, you know? Your vibration is rising and you are the oracle. I think that you're realizing, like, not only that how you're going to be manifesting or how you are manifesting, like I feel like you're tapping into this thing where you're starting to understand like how you have to like manage your own vibration so that you sort of move in the direction that you want. Certain aspects of your life is sort of crumbling. Like you're being, to me, this feels like you're being tested. Do you know what I mean? Like you're being like the universe is testing you and to see like, are you sure about this? Like, is this what you really want? But then in the meanwhile, like I feel like you're also bringing towards you people that are sort of here to help you. 3 of Wands, we have the World, the Lovers, and Page of Swords. I feel like you're sort of looking at like what else is out there, but I feel like there's that sense of longing of like, I thought this would be easier, you know? And meanwhile, it's actually changing everything around you. Like, it's almost like you're going through, I don't feel like you're going through the spiritual awakening. I feel like you're going deeper on your spiritual path for sure. But I feel like everything is sort of twisted upside down in the way that you perceive everything around you. And I also see that, you know, like the people that are kind of coming into your life, perhaps some of you're really deeply connecting with them on a soul level. And then you're also gaining this sense of like, you're sort of looking at all of this that's in front of you, like how can I cut certain things out of my life, or how, like you have that sense of determination that just really wants to like just get to the heart of things. But then also, yeah, it's like this wild ambition, this wild energy, this relentless, and yeah, like I feel like you're just sort of like, I need to get moving, I need to get things, you know, I need, and this ties right into the whole patience thing, where that's sort of where your issue is, where you feel restless and you want to know sort of when it's going to happen. Like, when am I manifesting this thing? When is this really coming to fruition, right? But then it's sort of like, it doesn't really work that way. You know what I mean? I feel like you really want it to work that way, but it doesn't. And then the other part of it is that I think that because it's sort of changing and you feel like you're being tested, it's really frustrating you. So Spirit is saying you need to tap into the help that's around you and connect with the tribe that is around you. Perhaps you don't view them as your tribe yet. it's the best time right now to see, like, really who shares your values and who shares your worldview currently, as some of us are just extremely divided. But I kind of like to look at it like, whenever things are so segregated and so divided, then you can also find your true soul sisters. Like, you truly find like that tribe that shares the same mindset and the same ambitions, or it shares that same moral principle that you do. So just keep that in the back of your mind, that, you know, help is available to you. When I feel like there's a lot of surrendering that needs to happen right now, where you really let go of wanting to kind of do it all, and really have faith in yourself that, you know, you are here to manifest all that there is and live the highest version of who you are. But that's not really going to happen if you don't believe in yourself. So this is all I have for you. I hope that this has helped you and resonated with you. Stay tuned until the end of the reading, where I will be pulling you guys a couple of extra cards so that you can take that as a collective, and hopefully it will actually help and guide you. So let's hop on over to group 2. All right, you guys, group number 2, if you have chosen this beautiful crystal, then this reading is going to be for you. So let's see what you're manifesting, what's happening within your career, within your financial life, what's happening with you. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. I feel like you're taking steps towards, you know, that financial freedom that you really want to manifest. And I also feel like you're progressively going down this rabbit hole deeper and deeper. I also feel like, you know, sometimes you have those doubts where, like, is it working? Yeah. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? Like, where those reservations lie? Like, what is really challenging your faith at this time? Those are some of the questions that you can kind of ponder upon, because I feel like there's certain judgments, certain limiting beliefs that are really just dying to kind of fall away. And beyond setting intentions on the new moon, I would actually challenge you to also kind of take a look at not only what's working, but also what's not working, and what can you actually let go of, or how can you, I guess a better way of looking at it is, how can you transmute? So if you have like this lack, so I think that if your faith is being challenged at this time, if you're feeling like you're losing hope or you're losing faith, I think that this is going to be, it's almost like this has to be more somatic for you. Like, you need to feel within your body of how it feels when you actually lean into faith. Like, what does that really feel like? What feels more aligned than something that's out of alignment for you? And then the other part of it is that, like, what do you need to release? And I think that part of it with the release part is that I think that those are like old belief systems that are really ready to shed at this point. Your guidance is divinely guided. I feel like you're sort of seeking help. I see that you're asking a lot of people, but really, whatever you're seeing, it's almost as if you're questioning whether this is real or not, or you're questioning if it's going to work. Like there's a lot of doubt that I'm getting right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with, it's not the lack of belief. Like I'm not getting that you don't believe in the things that you're manifesting, but I think that you need confirmation. That's what I'm getting. That and then if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Yeah, like a lot of it is rooted in fear, obviously. And I think that you're way too much in your head. That's why you need to feel it. Like you need to feel the faith. Like it's one of those things where, you know, sometimes like people ask all the time of like, how do you have faith, right? Or how do you have that sense of confidence that certain things will work a certain way? When it comes right down to it, I feel like you're asking for confirmation or proof from the wrong places. And I also think that you're overthinking this a little bit. But then the other part of it is that it's all rooted in, I think that the whole thing with the faith and you just have a lot of reservations right now because you have a hard time like fully leaning into faith because you don't feel it. Faith has a lot more to do with a deeper knowing than it has to do with the saying. Do you know what I mean? Like I see you kind of doing the affirmations, doing the vision board, but then you're looking at it like, you know what, I have to be honest, I'm not buying it. You're not buying it because you're not feeling it. And you're not feeling it because you're not tapping into it energetically. And so that reservation, that prejudgment of how it should, I think that you have like this preconceived idea of how it's supposed to feel like. And if it doesn't match that, then you're just like, well, no, this is not working. And then the other part of it is that you're seeking guidance. I feel like you are seeking guidance from like friends and family. And I mean that they're not getting it. And then a lot of it is just fear. Like you're scared of something. You're stepping into a different version of yourself, right? Like I feel like you are going through a form of transformation. And honestly, Spirit is asking you to chill out a little bit. It's asking you to reset almost. Like you need to, basically I'm getting that you need to fill up your own cup before you can, like it's almost like you're trying to do too many things. You're trying to be too many things rather than just kind of worry about yourself. Okay, a few things are happening here. Let's talk about it. So 3 of Cups. I feel like you have all of these people around you. So I feel like you have all of these people around you that are just super not helpful at the moment, or they're celebrating you for the wrong reasons. Like they're not true soul connection friendships, or they don't want, basically what I'm getting is that they don't want the best, they don't have your best interest at heart. They kind of want to keep you where they kind of placed you. Like they placed you into this box of how they like you, and then they kind of like stayed there. The other part of it is that you kind of remember the good old days. Like you need that sense of comfort. Like I feel like you are definitely seeking a sense of comfort as you're going through this transformation while you're trying to kind of take care of or grow as an individual, grow and create more stability and like financial freedom, financial stability. Like you're feeling kind of nostalgic about it, and you're kind of thinking like, okay, if I go back to the roots, I'm going to go back to, you know, what made me feel safe back in the day, then that will help. And then in the meanwhile, like I feel like you're very determined because like, look, there's warrior woman and then there's your Queen of Swords. And it's almost like I'm getting the same energy about both of them, where you have like that inner warrior, that inner determined, sharp, very ambitious energy about you, while you're just like, okay, I'm also a boss babe and I'm gonna go and make this happen for myself. But just don't let that kind of sway you into thinking that, okay, it's almost like this type of energy can kind of take you into buying your own bullshit a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like we can get into our head a little bit about when you make a little bit of progress, you know, you're shifting away from who you used to be and who you are, but you're not quite there where who you are becoming. And then you sort of get too caught up in all of the things that you're doing, and you're spending more time on on that rather than on making progress. But meanwhile, like, you're not paying attention to how you can tweak and how can you tweak and make progress into creating more momentum for yourself instead of spending so much of your time in, you know, just being stuck or being stagnant. That stagnant energy is very dangerous, because when you become complacent and you're too caught up in your own stuff, then you're not as effective as you could be. And I feel that with the High Priestess, that's a wonderful energy to have. But when you have the High Priestess and the Empress in reverse, with the Empress, she's sort of like, oh, like, to me, the Empress is like this very J-Lo at her worst. You know what I mean? Like this very diva energy. And so just be very careful that, you know, you remain humble. I mean, you don't have to, but, you know, I'm suggesting that you do. But at the same time, it's wonderful when you can kind of tap into that ambition and that drive and let that catapult you, because the more you do, because what I'm kind of seeing is like the more you do and the more you're kind of looking out there of how you can actually create your own abundance and how you can create your own progress, that will, through movement and through doing, you will actually get that confirmation of like that faith, that confirmation does come, but you need to kind of let go of this idea that, you know, oh, I'm too good for that shit. Like, calm down, just get to work, guys. Honestly, just get to work and you will get support. Probably, maybe it's going to be your family and friends that are going to be like cheering you on and supporting you. But don't expect it. But if it comes, then that's wonderful. But look at exactly what you need to release, because that's sort of like the underlying energy of all of that. What do you need to release? How can you return back to faith so that you can actually manifest what you really want? Hopefully this has resonated. This was like a long-winded way of me getting a few sentences of messages out. I don't know. It's an interesting energy today. Okay, this is all I have. Hop on over to the end of the video, you guys, where I will give you guys a collective message that you can all use. So let's go. Group number three, this is going to be for you. If you have picked this beautiful little crystal, then this is what you need to hear right now. The universe is powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. In what way are you tapping into, I guess with this, what you kind of need to see is how often are you tapping into fear versus love? How can you kind of realign your energy? Because I feel like for some of you, you're starting to manifest and it's starting to work and it's starting to work for you, but there's something going on there. What is going on? Your commitment is being tested. That's what's going on. That's why we're kind of feeling a little bit interesting right now. And then at the clock, there's 333. Here we go. That's when you know it's going to be a good one. If you realign with faith, if you realign with love, with the energy of love, with that energetic vibration of love versus fear versus lack, then the response that you're going to be getting from the universe, through the universe, of what you're actually manifesting is going to be fundamentally different. However, and I will say this this is your sort of your disclaimer. Keep in mind that you are going to be tested as soon as you make that affirmation, that confirmation that this is what I want to manifest. This is the energetic vibration and I'm matching that. You're going to be tested. Maybe it's going to be through, I feel like here it's actually within your, I feel like there's like a lot of distractions that are being thrown at you, you know? Yeah. And then I also feel like that fear is coming up because you are used to, it's sort of like you're paying the price of fitting in, right? It's going to, like, everything comes at a cost. And it's interesting because I had this conversation with someone the other day when we were talking about it, of like, why don't I fit in? And I said, well, you could fit in, but just keep in mind that, like, just be very careful of what you actually want to manifest. Because when you're asking the universe that, like, why do I not fit in? Why do people don't like me there? And I'm like, well, because because you're not eating the donuts with them in the break room, and you're not gossiping, and you're not lowering your vibration so that you match them. That's why. That's sort of the issue. The issue is not that there's a problem with you. The issue is that your energy does not match your environment right now. Like perhaps some of you are sort of growing out of like certain places, or certain, I guess certain places, what, like, I feel like where you work, like you might not, yeah, and where you work. And then here's your protection. Like you need to, and I think that for some of you, you will need to do some cord cutting. You need to set some proper boundaries around yourself, because some of you are getting psychically attacked. Some of you are getting psychically attacked. Some of you are getting actually attacked verbally, where you just don't fit in. Like there's basically you just don't fit in. But you have to kind of go back to this of, you create your own environment, and you create your own energy through what you tap into. You create the environment, and you create that energetic field that you can vibrate on. So you need to be very careful of not only what you invite in, but what you allow into your circle. And keep in mind, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested perhaps through people when they want too much of your time, too much of your energy, or you're going to be tested through distractions, or tested through, like if you're trying to save your money, then you're gonna see all of the shiny things, and then you're going to have like the temptation and the desire of like, how come that I cannot have that? And you could have that, but then it's always a trade-off, right? So just keep that in mind. Then we have Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Lots of reverse, lots of, wow. I feel like for some of you, you are really, this is a very nurturing energy, very calming, very soothing energy about you. And this can get you into so much trouble, because people are drawn to this energy. They love this. They love people that want to take care of everybody around them. And when you don't set up proper boundaries, then you're inviting in, I like to call them vampire energy. Some people don't agree with that, but really it's a very fitting term. So you can argue with me about it in the comment section, but I feel like the soothing, loving, very caring, very empathetic, very nurturing, simple, straightforward energy about you it's biting you in the butt. Here you go. I said it. It's biting you in the butt, and then it's also not only that, but it's also costing you your mental energy. It's also costing you your wealth. But your wealth, I feel like this is more about, not so much about your money, but I feel that more on an energetic level, because sometimes it's not physical money, right? Like sometimes an afternoon with your mother can feel like you just spent 10 grand, really. And other times it can feel like, it lifted you up like 5 octaves. So sometimes to me, this is all about, like at what cost am I doing the things that I'm doing? And then at the same time, so like go back to this. I'm telling you, go back to that, because you are absolutely responsible for the environment that you create around you. And it's already happening because you've tapped into it already. And here you're sort of reminded that, you know what, even though the temptation is going to be there, even though I know I'm being tested, like I got this. And like I've said this in my own journey as well, where it's like, if you think that that's what's gonna throw me off, you need to start a little bit earlier. Like you need to start, that's just my energy though. So this is your reading. Basically, mend to your stuff. It's already working. Allow it to work, but make sure, be very, very, very sure that you're not only setting up proper boundaries, but then also like nurture the things that you have already put the effort into, okay? Because it's already working. Even though right now it kind of feels like it's going to feel a little bit backwards. Like rest is going to be celebrated. You not fitting in certain circles is going to be the theme of the game for at least the next little while. I think that setting proper boundaries, protecting your own energy, both mentally, physically, in all the ways, is going to be a really big theme for you. And just know that this is really a test to see how badly do you want it. So this is what I get for you guys. I hope that this has resonated, and stay tuned until the end of the reading so that I can give you guys an overall encompassing message that I think you can all use. So here we go. Let's go. All right, my beautiful friends, last but not least, here we go. Group number 4. Let's see what is coming up for you. Group number 4, let's see what's coming up for you. What are you manifesting? What is like coming towards you? What does Spirit really want you to know right now? The universe has a big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. I feel like some of you are manifesting and stepping into the life that you really want to create for yourself. I feel like you're really working on it right now. I also feel like you're seeing through, like, I feel like for some of you, you're going through, or you already have gone through your spiritual awakening. Like, you're definitely starting to tap more into what is working for you with the law of attraction. Meditate and contemplate. See sort of what's coming up for you, what is flowing towards you. It's almost like you're pulling it towards you. I feel like for some of you, you are definitely working with energies, working with the energies all around you more than anything else. Align your life, what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. What is no longer in alignment? Okay. And who or what is triggering you? Yeah, I think that right now you're going through this shift, this transformation, where certain aspects of your life is not aligning, or it's not aligning anymore. So you're ready to let that shit go. But then also, as you're spending time with people around you, or as you're going on about like, maybe it's within, I feel like this is more to do with your work. Like, I feel like some of you are really shifting out of what you're doing and shifting into something new that you really want to create for yourself. And I feel like certain aspects of people, the way that they behave around you is really triggering you, because you're starting to look deeper within you of like, okay, basically I feel like some people are really, really getting the worst of you, because they kind of remind you of how you used to be, or aspects of yourself that are really trying to be healed. And then you also kind of feel like you don't belong, and you have that sensation of just like, why is it so difficult, right? But you're trying to listen to your intuition. It's trying to get your attention, like, hey, where you are right now, the way things are right now is not in alignment. It's not lining up the way that it needs to. We have the Magician, the Emperor, the Chariot, and the Five of Wands. You have like all of these major things that are happening. I think that some of you are really starting to tap into your own intuition. Definitely feels like it's almost like you're getting into a profession that is going to be more in alignment with what you want long term than what you have been doing. Perhaps it's like, I feel like this is more going to be in the healing modality. Very intuitive, very deeply knowing. It's more intuition based rather than conceptualized. But I also feel like for some of you, you're potentially looking into like creating your own business, and it's going to happen fast. But then you're also kind of dealing with, you want to pick up the momentum, but it feels like there's a lot of obstacles in the way. And maybe there is. I kind of feel like, you know what, we need to pull more cards. And I generally don't do this, but I feel like we need some clarification here with the Five of Wands. What is the obstacle that sort of stands in your way? You know, what does group number 4 need to know about the Five of Wands? Why are the Five of Wands here, please? Why are the Five of Wands here? Okay. It's because you're trying to balance. It's almost like you're trying to create a balance of home and work, but then also you're trying to create a balance between, part of me wants to say like between your old life and your new life, but that's not really what it is, because I feel like these two are related. Like it's almost like you're trying to kind of create like harmony. It's not balance, it's harmony that you're trying to create, where you find that sense of home, right? Like you find that sense of belonging, where like you're definitely tapping into, like, I feel like some of you are potentially psychic, or some of you are more going into like I said, like in the healing arts, that sort of thing, where it's like you're changing what you are doing on a fundamental level. And definitely like that back and forth, that water energy, that water, it's a water sign, that's like somebody that's helping you. But that sense of obstacles, it's almost like, I feel like this is more in your mind more than anything else, and that's why you need to kind of return back to more meditate on, like, really, what does this niggle mean? What does this inkling, that sense of like, I need something more, or I need something different, right? Like, what does that really mean to you? And for some of you, it's just like recalibrating the way that you do things, and recalibrating the way that you are, right? So interesting read, you guys. This is all I have for you. Just know, like, honestly, a lot of it just kind of comes back to this: trust. Have faith in the universe. The universe does have big plans with you. It doesn't bring something, or it doesn't remove something from your life for the sake of removing it. It's because there's something else that's coming into its place. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But this is all I have for you guys for group number 4. Stay tuned until the end of the reading so that I can pull a couple of cards for the collective, and hopefully you will find that helpful and useful. So let's go. Interesting read for all 4 groups, to say the least. It's an abundance reading, so let's we'll get there. Okay, what can the collective use as guidance? Here's what you can use. Grounded. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. Time to get grounded, guys. Like, time to get out of your head and into your body and individuality. Every person has its own personalized study plan in this earth school. So just honoring that everybody has their own path, their own way of doing things. And there is a wild and impetuous uniqueness that that deserves to be honored. So see the extraordinary, honor the individuality, and get grounded. This is your ultimate message. And I mean, I feel like you can really apply that within your career, within the way that you manage your money, within the way that you work with the energies around you. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that you guys find this helpful and useful, and it has resonated. Let me know in the comment section below which group you went with. This has definitely been one of the most interesting readings I have done to date. And if it has resonated and you love general readings like this one, you love oracle readings, then please subscribe to the channel, and you can also hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. And in the meanwhile, keep shining, you guys, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!